I think we're live, buddy. I think we're live. So super excited.
Yeah,
Super, I think I'm super, What's up, Mike? How are you doing, bud?
I'm doing well.
Nice to
It's
see you again.
morning. I got my coffee, so I'm doing good.
I've been able to work away from the coffee, but you know, it's all for the good. Summertime, trying to enjoy the time, and I'm just excited to be back here again with you guys
Yeah.
and to really talk about, the hardware world. I know Michael and I we talk back and forth, and he knows how passionate I am about Surface. So part of this discussion as we continue that journey, the Surface podcast series, we go
Mhm.
down the route of the next line of Surface devices that I love so much. What's
And
that?
what are we going to see today?
It's called the Surface Laptop Go. Not the Surface Go, not the Surface Go 2, but the Surface Laptop Go. See, the thing is, I have to make a clear distinction because sometimes people will say, "Oh, what about the Surface Go?" It's two different products. The Surface
Yeah.
Laptop Go is a real laptop. It's absolutely phenomenally built, 12.3 inch device. It really just kind of fits the belt, and that's kind of what I want to take the road that I want to take you
Yeah.
guys down today, and maybe it'll spark something in you that excites you about what Microsoft is doing from a hardware perspective. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see it. I mean, I'm on my and I love it. I have uh my Surface Book that I'm
Mm-hmm.
on. But to your point, you need to specify because I've shown people like when I've been actually physically in meetings, like, oh, you have a Microsoft laptop. I'm like, no, this is a Surface Book. This laptop, the laptop's a different device, and you're going to talk though about today the
Surface Laptop Go. So
Go.
we're going to take a look at that just so you guys can see what I see and what I think is pretty cool. I see this every day. Hopefully you guys can see. I'm going to just jump in if you guys see the picture in picture, I think it's pretty cool here.
Yeah,
This is just a great example. There's my camera of the Surface Laptop Go. We talk about modern and mobile information workers. This Surface Laptop Go is literally just stands out. It's just three beautiful colors. It comes with tons of features. It even has options to basically where you can actually press the button, and it uses fingerprint recognition to log you on.
oh,
Now,
cool.
the difference here is that we've optimized this for anyone that's looking for the desktop feel that understands what it means to have a solid device, a solid laptop. It's not as big as a laptop 4, it's not as big as a studio, right? But it's just right. And we tend to see it being used with a lot of students, educational students, even what we call I don't say interns, but anyone that's doing residence at hospitals. We tend to
Mm,
see that become really a good device to the point where they can take that device, put it in their pocket, and keep going doing virtual rounding. Huge benefits there. Now, have you had a chance to play around with the Surface Laptop Go yet?
I have not. I've never gotten to get my hands. You said it comes in three colors.
Yes. And you can see some of the colors here. You can see the ice blue, you can see back here behind me, the ice blue, the the sandstone color, as well as the platinum. So all three of those
Gotcha.
colors are options on the Surface Laptop Go. They work really well, and I think I get super excited about the Surface Laptop Go as an option for users. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I got to say too, like as you look at our users and with some of the professionals and stuff that we're working with who are on the go, right? And they're looking for something that provides all that. You don't have to it doesn't have to sacrifice aesthetics and things that, are going to be appealing, especially to, some of, in our case, some of your clinicians or executives, et cetera. They can have something that it looks good and does the job.
Exactly. And that's the key is we want them to feel comfortable. We want you to feel comfortable with that
Mhm.
device. The beauty of something like the Surface Laptop Go is it's comfortable. You can carry it around. It's not too heavy, not too clunky, right? And it really just, allows you to do the same computing that you do on a normal device. It can go up to i5 16, which is essentially some of
Wow.
the standards we're seeing in the industry. And I
Hmm.
think the other part that I always try to explain is it's, people always compare it to the Surface Go 2 or the Surface Go, which is a much smaller device, much more compact device. The two are not different. The two are somewhat different. One actually has the processor, an enhanced processor. The laptop Go has the same processor as you'll see in the laptop 3 versus the M3 processor that's in the Go 2. So what does that mean for you? You're getting a different class of device, but the name still sounds the same. That's where the confusion happens.
Well, I think too, like you mentioned Core i5. So for those who are not, CPU savvy, that is the like solid high end business processor. It may not be like your high end graphic artist, but for your person who's doing productivity and all that kind of work, I mean, that's one that gives you the best of combo of power and squeezing the juice out, right, for longer battery life. So it does that great combo of both. But that's really like that's industry standard. It's not a it's not a like a cell phone processor. It's a full blown laptop processor.
That's right. And again, the intention is we want to give you guys that power, that the ability to do more with the
Yeah.
device, and really take advantage of it. And this kind of gives you an example of the difference when you
There you go.
compare the two,
Balance.
right? So we compare the two, and you can see here on the device, the Surface Laptop 4, which is one of our latest devices, as I'm releasing this video, comes in the 13.5 inch, and it comes in a 15.5 inch.
Mm.
Again, some people are comfortable with 13.5 inch, 15 inch, half inch, but this 12.4 is a bit more stylish. It's very portable, and it's actually affordable. So I mean, again, I don't want to go into the pricing, but the beauty
Yeah.
of it is that you're getting a great option. The difference here is that you still have the same laptop feel that you have on these devices that you'll have on something like the Surface Laptop Go, right? So that's what you'll see. The other
Hmm.
thing you'll see is you get up to 13 hours of battery life, right? I mentioned the Windows Hello being an option here. And there is one piece that I think sometimes gets interesting. You won't be able to digitize on the device. Now, what I mean by digitizing? You see all this stuff that I'm drawing here? That's
Yeah.
digitizing. Super cool, right? Um, the device itself, you still have touch capabilities, but the digitizing, basically, we were able to reduce the over, we found that through a study that, not necessarily everyone needs or has the digitizing capability. So that pen requirement wasn't necessarily required. However, if you wanted to use the pen, you could use it on an application like OneNote, like Word, that has a pen feature built into it. So you can still do a much of
Oh,
the digitizing that you're looking for anyways. You know what I
I mean,
mean?
I think that's what most people are doing anyways, right?
Yep.
Within the
Yep.
application. And it says it is touch. So, if I want to reach out and touch a button, or navigate, um, yeah, pixel touchscreen display. So,
That's the difference, right? So, and I shared that because it's important to understand what you're getting, right?
yeah,
It's important to understand the
sure.
benefits. Again, it's not a workhorse. It won't
Yep.
be a workhorse.
But this
However,
is
it
pretty
is
beefy. 16 gig of RAM it can take up to.
exactly.
That's
So
what my
you're
my book has.
exactly. So, I think sometimes it gets underplayed in terms of what it's capable of doing. It even has a 720 HD camera in there too. So a lot of power in a small device is really the beauty of what this presents to you all as a solution. And I always encourage people to kind of ask yourself, what are you trying to do? What is it that you're trying to accomplish? And
Yeah.
how can you accomplish it with something of this nature? That's what the Surface Laptop Go is. It's built for style. It's built for comfort. It comes with
Portability.
portability. That's it, right?
But
So,
to me, it's a balance of it's that great portability because of its size and weight without sacrificing necessarily the performance, which
mhm.
is what we've seen in the past. To be blunt, with a lot of the smaller form factors, you oftentimes have given that up and then people are like, yeah, this is not blah, 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 but it's not, and this doesn't, right?
No, exactly. It doesn't. So I think it's important to share that with you. Now, the next thing of that is you probably are asking the question, what's the use case in the healthcare facility? What kind of use cases am I
Yeah.
going to be, leveraging this for? When it comes to getting work done. Now, we've seen it being used by physicians, right? So physicians that you're using things like the laptop for, they might be able to use the laptop Go as well because of the core processor, the fact that you can use the Surface Dock against it. That comes in really handy to be able to use it for taking in information. If you're running EMR applications on there, am I allowed to say the names of the EMRs?
I don't know, but I got a quick ask a question. I'm raising my hand. So because you just mentioned something brings up a great point. Some people might be thinking, yeah, but I don't want to sit on this thing all day at my desk because you can dock it. Now I can have big monitor or monitors. I can have a full keyboard, mouse, and all that when I go dock. But it's when I go to walk with that for rounds or whatever, I get the advantage of that smaller form, lighter form factor, but I don't sacrifice when I'm at my desk.
That's correct. So
That's what I'm talking
you,
about.
you talk about docking your systems back in. This is an
Yeah.
example of
Oh,
being able to, just take the device, have it plugged in. You can have up to two 4K monitors running at the same time. In this case, you can see the Surface Dock, which is a proprietary connector, works on
yep.
any device. Plug that in, and then you have that running into the back here and have it running here.
So
Uh,
technically 3 screens.
three screens easily, right? The way uh, the process of the video cards are built, you can do that now. And then if you need to go around and do your rounding, you just unplug it and just take a walk. You know,
That's see,
um,
that's what I'm yeah, that's all. I think that's what people don't appreciate a lot of times, right?
well, or understand. I mean, so part of what we've been trying to do is educate people on what these
Yeah.
devices can and or can't do. We talk about going above and beyond the benefits of what a modern device does. Once you have the ability to have that portability, have that connectivity on a device, be able to get up and collaborate with your coworkers,
Hmm.
and be able to move. The need for a desktop device that's just there, I got to go back to my PC. I got to run to my office on the sixth floor. It just kind of disappears, right? That's really what we're trying to get away from.
Well, and again, looking at it, when you showed the specs, what it goes up to, the specs are not, I mean, that's like a wash with my book that I've got here, right? But in a smaller, lighter form factor for movement. And that's to me, that's like a game changer because now you've got all the full power of the full everything you could do on anything from the desktop to a beefy laptop, whatever the case might be.
Hmm.
But it's highly portable. I can dock it, get my monitors, get a keyboard, whatever. Um, but I've got that high portability for when I go rounds, I go to meetings, I'm going home if I'm, front line and I'm there or I'm in my house, I'm going out to my porch or the pool. It's all there and it's portable, it's light, and I'm not sacrificing. And I think that to me with this is huge.
Yep. And again, so a couple of things that I'll mention. It's important to remember is that we manage these devices just the same way you do on any other device. We can use autopilot. We can, image the device as you need. But that's one of the factors that differentiate our support for these devices is when you're using something like autopilot or something like automated deployment. It speeds up the ability for you to deliver that device to that end user, regardless of where they're located, right?
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
so that's where the benefits come in. Is I call it the optimized delivery. If I'm working from home, if I'm working remote, I can get that device to me right away pre-configured with my organizational settings, and that information gets pushed down right to the device. And you can get going and get working right, without having to think about what's next.
Yeah.
That's the power of what the Surface gives you.
Cool.
So, again, and then one last slide before we wrap it up. I just wanted to make sure I share this again.
Yeah. As you're going to that slide real quick. So can you put like in a PDF form, whatever, the slides, attach them to this? And maybe a link to some stuff, because that'd be great. Then people can go. And I got to tell you, I learned today, right? And I'm dead serious. I didn't realize when I'd heard Go, I was thinking like an ARM cell phone like thing, and which is good in small form factors, but you do sacrifice, and there's an anticipation. Okay, it's not going to be quiet. That's flipping rocket, man.
Yeah, no, that's kind of what I went through too. But this also shows you a little bit about the hardware again. When you look at the options, and the category that it fits in, nurses can carry these things around, right?
Mm-hmm.
They fit right there with the same products of the Surface Laptop 4,
Yep.
Surface Laptop Go. For information workers, anyone that's dealing with CRM solutions, you can still input information in. You can, basically take advantage of this, even at the executive levels. We've seen users basically use it at the executive level. Schools take advantage of it. It's a great device. Now, the most important piece that I'll mention as we kind of wrap this up is, as we're going through this industry shortage, as we go through this challenge of making sure devices are available, sometimes people forget that these options are there. Now, and I'm sharing this with you to say Microsoft still is doing a great job of ensuring that the supply is available. So these laptop Go's are one of those devices that if you needed them right away, we could get them to you. I've heard delays of 18, 19 weeks. I mean, it's insane. We're talking about December. So again, start thinking about this as an option if it will fulfill the need of what you need for your provider environment, your team environment. Yeah, that's kind of my feedback.
Last thing too is, so if they're out there, are clinicians, providers, payer, whatever, healthcare and other industries, if they're interested in, talking more to Microsoft about this, et cetera, talk to the account team, because there's folks like yourself, SSPs, solution sale. Am I saying it correctly?
Solution sales, you got it.
There you go. Who can talk to you about that and help you, because again, to your point, you don't have to wait a year to get this thing or some crazy, we have them available.
We have ways to get it to you. So that's the message I want to stick today with today's Surface podcast series. So thank you for being an open ear.
Thank you.
Last words,
I learned.
Michael?
No, just I learned today. I did not know.
Yes, this is the same process as Laptop 3's Laptop Go. So that's the big takeaway. Thank you for joining today. Enjoy we'll let you guys go. And if you have any questions, please reach out to myself or Michael, and we'll provide you with more information around Surface.
Awesome. Thanks for including me today.
No worries.
Bye-bye now.